Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
We have heat in here.
Oh my gosh.
You look like you're stranded on the highway. And
in the middle of summer with her outfit.
I
outfit-
dressed for the weather that I wanted, not the weather we have.
That's true. But the rest of us have to hear about it now.
So the underdress part, the underdress is for the outside. And now that you're inside in the heat, you can probably, like, there aren't windows open in here. You can probably take the scarf off and the coat.
I'm cold.
Why wouldn't you, with an extreme cold warning, be wearing, casual pants?
Mm-hmm. Very light, thin pants.
Very light, thin, casual pants. Almost like a sweat type of pant, but like dressy. And I'd say a crop top T-shirt. And then a leather jacket on top.
With a scarf, okay? The scarf is key.
Really closing up all the cold.
I could see you moving somewhere where there's no cold weather ever sometime in your life. Would that be something you could see in your future, like in Arizona? Or,
I got shoes on, Joe. Joe's over here looking at my feet.
Are you wearing socks today? You weren't wearing socks yesterday.
They're ankle socks.
Oh, perfect for this time
I don't
of
know
year.
if I'd move. Honestly, I love it here, Phil. It's just I haven't.
I know you love Winnipeg. That wasn't a thing about Winnipeg. I meant just I know
climate-wise.
I don't get the impression you love the climate, and that's totally fine. It's not for everybody. I mean,
most people are over winter right now too with this extreme cold. Nothing wrong with that.
I've only been here for 7 years. Okay, it's taken some time to adjust to the climate.
Alberta's cold too, though. You grew up in
no,
Drayton Valley.
No.
It's not like it's a Dominican in Drayton Valley.
Yes. Well, that's what it's called, actually, isn't it? When you walk in or drive into town.
The Dominican Republic of Canada, Drayton Valley. We don't have cold weather here. Anyway, hopefully it is like it's ridiculous out. It's that time of year, right? Where we're getting.
It's a good reminder. Dress up.
We're all done with this. And yet it's only February, so it's not done anytime soon. We still got another for sure month.
Yeah, but the weather people told us at the end of last week that this week was going to be bad, and the lows are all going to be cold, and the highs aren't going to be so high. So
I do remember this time last year, because right now in St. B, they've got all the snow sculptures up for Festival de Voyageur.
Yeah.
And I remember how quickly they melted this time last year.
Yeah.
We were in a warm, like a mild stretch.
Yes.
At this time last year.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It works out well for the folks building the sculptures. They're not going to melt. They're going to be.
They look great.
Yeah, they're going to look fantastic, and it's good. They're going to look good for Festival de Voyageur. A little cold weather's not the worst thing for that. So look at the bright side. Always look at the bright side.
I love it.
Always.
We got the bone phone coming up in about 10 minutes.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast. Got something to say?
Okay, I'll say it.
Well, you should probably call the bone phone and let her rip.
It actually feels nice to finally say it out loud.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Philly! Joe Kirby. Hey, listen, I'm out in Ravelstone West. Are we west or east? We're west. I got a W. So, Ravelstone West, Winona. This is great. There's a guy with a f***ing motorcycle parked on the street, and he's got a ticket.
I see that guy, just as before we continue the call, I see that bike all the time because I pick up my kids in that area.
Yeah.
They call Regent Park, and I see that. I'm pretty sure it's the same bike, Guilty, but let me keep going here.
But the roads are bad out here in Transcoma. Do they plow out here ever, or probably just the rich part of town there at Canterbury Park? Phillison, you've got pull, Philly, or you like to pull, Philly.
Listen, I'm not. I have no pull as far as old Transcona goes or Canterbury Park. As much as I'd like to have more pull, I do not.
So this might be a stupid question, but is that motorcycle then just parked there for the winter on the street?
It would appear. It's
Yeah.
a nice bike.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the deal, but it got
No such thing as a cheap motorcycle anymore. But okay, it's laid there for the winter.
And like a lot of residential streets, right?
Yeah.
The city is not in a hurry to get them cleared. So sorry about that, Guilty. The Dougler on the perimeter.
Good morning, guys. I drive the perimeter almost every day for work, and I do not understand why people that sit in the fast lane, watching you go around them, don't move after more people pass them. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Driving on the perimeter and knowing when to move over should be part of the driving lesson. Have a good weekend, the Dougler.
Yeah.
It's the same people that, like I am big on mall walkers that are slow. Like I think it's the same thing as traffic. Like you got to stick to the side, and there will be people that are just moseying along, unaware that they're holding up people behind them in the mall. And same thing happens in traffic.
I think with the perimeter, the bigger problem is that it's gets so busy, and then you've got people merging. So then motorists will move over to the left lane to be courteous to merging traffic, but then the people who are now in the left lane to help out the mergers are not driving as fast as the other people in the left lane. Does that make any sense?
It does. I don't want to downplay your mall philosophy or thought process here, Kirby, but there's not a lot of merging going on in the mall, okay? They don't usually branch off.
Sometimes you're merging out of Mariposa and you're trying to...
Yeah, that's true, Phil.
Yeah, well,
and
they're
some
walking...
people don't indicate that they're gonna merge in.
I hate to tell you this, but most mall walking is happening before those big doors are open, okay, at the stores.
Speaking of passing, Hooligan, he sounds a little extra worked up today.
You know what I love about Winnipeg drivers, how idiots they are, is when you're in the inside lane or the outside lane and some asshole coming from a side street, intersection, blah, 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 whatever, and they decide to pull in your lane like a gingerly turn when you're like 30 yards before that area, and you got to slam on your brakes or change a lane because you'll rear end them. Like, what the is wrong with you? It's winter time. You got no traction. And Phillips has the worst drivers in the world.
Oof. Yeah, he's extra fired up.
You guys?
Mm-hmm.
I just looking it up right now. I'm going to order this. Canada's #1 AED store. I'm getting a defibrillator, and we're going to install it right there in the hooligan's car. I'm a little concerned.
It's probably for the best.
If it's good enough for the hockey rinks in town, we should get a portable one for his vehicle.
You're damn right. Got a
paddles and all.
Couple of funny texts coming in, too. Mariposa, Philly, when was the last time you were in a mall?
Oh, my God.
Last time he bought a suit, Le Chateau, baby.
Was that Randy River? Okay.
Oh, my God.
Let's wrap with, and this will cheer you up. Big N, man. How can you not be excited for this?
Hey, morning, guys. Another beautiful Monday morning out here in rural Manitoba. Wind blowing like a son of a whatever. And all week, minus 23, 24, with wind chill, 27, 32. But you know what, folks? I'll make it, because this coming Saturday, I am leaving my cozy little nest out in rural Manitoba. Sunday morning, hopping on a plane, and me and my lovely wife are headed for Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Woo! Never been on a vacation ever before in our lives. Worked all the time. That's all we do out here is work and work, like a lot of Manitobans. And at 53 years old, we're finally going to give this vacation idea a shot. So for the rest of this week and all of next week, everyone stay safe, stay warm, rock on. Big M is way out.
That's cool.
First time, man. At 52, did he say?
53.
53. First time taking a vacation with his wife in a warm climate. Wow. Good luck to you. Have fun.
Yeah.
Lots of tequila cerveza.
And let us know how it goes. You make sure you call the Bone Phone when you get back, Big N.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
That's my kind of sing-along. Joe, yours too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's more of a ta-ta.
That's
know?
right.
But you could throw in a couple of doo-doos and that kind of stuff. That's easy singing. I love it.
Isn't Tata now, Kirby, you have a musical background, tried out for Canadian Idol, like it was a big part of your childhood. Isn't Ta-ta, Ti-ti-ta one of the first things you learn when you're in music class?
Yep.
Yeah?
Ta-ta-ti-ti-ta-ta-ta-ti.
Yeah.
Ti-ti-ta.
Joe really hung on to it.
Yeah. Do-do-do,
And
da-da-da.
I seem to remember Mrs. Osman had the triangle.
Oh, yeah.
At the front of the class.
Blocks. How about the blocks? You had to knock the two
Yeah, there
blocks
was
together.
blocks.
That made the TTT.
Yeah. I mean, Mrs. Osmond can't be with us anymore because it felt like she was like 88 when I was in grade 3. Like you know how the teachers always seemed old. Like when I was young, if I look back, true or false? Joe and Kirby, do teachers seem younger now than they were when you were going to school? Is that a thing for you guys too? When you meet a teacher, it's like, wow, are you like 27?
I have friends that are teachers, and I look at them so differently because I know these people, and I'm like, you teach students, and then they are like they're normal people on the weekends that are having a good time.
But are they younger?
They're totally younger. Yes.
Than you remember.
Yes. But then, you picture them much older when you're in school.
I think, is it that way, or is it that teachers were just older when we were growing up? I don't know.
We were a lot younger.
Yeah, I know.
That too, right? You were a lot smaller, so everything seemed bigger. But you're not wrong about music class. It was pretty rudimentary. But listen, I made it down to a school for I Love to Read Month, and they had recorders. The kids still had recorders in the class.
They're still shelling those things out. Oh my
Except
goodness.
now they're not just that brown color. Like they're different. Like there's a beige. Like a few kids had them. So they
hot
learned
cross
that.
buns.
I mean, one of your kids is in music, right?
Yeah, well, one plays the trumpet. He's in band.
Yeah,
the other
that was
one,
big league though. When I was growing up, if you got to band level, that was just an exclusive group because they had high-end instruments in one room. The rest of us were dealing with, like if you got in the glockenspiel or something, like the xylophone,
Well, the recorder, I think, is the initial
universal.
instrument. You learn that regardless. Like they hand those out, and doesn't that lead to other instruments? I remember hearing that if you could play the recorder, you could play the saxophone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works.
No?
Yeah, sure. Sure, because it's
could have been false info, but someone did tell me that.
I mean, it
you
just
could
seems like quite
lead
the
into
jump.
a clarinet. You could lead into a lot of wind instruments, right?
Right, yeah. Once
a
you
big
learn that.
jump.
Because the thing is,
not a
5 holes
tuba.
in it and one mouthpiece, and it doesn't even have a reed in it, which is that,
Yeah, but a sax is
wooden
just
piece.
buttons and you're breathing, you're blowing into something. Same premise, right?
I'm the least musical person on earth, so I could be wrong with that, but I do remember somebody telling me that.
We're not talking like what is that? The recorder going into, cello, a string instrument. This is another wind.
And it would be, there'd be differences, but I think it's just that.
I played clarinet, and that was hard from the recorder,
wow.
so I can't imagine the saxophone.
Well, someone will let us know. We know that about the Boston Pizza text line. Someone, don't forget about the kazoo.
Oh, that was, that's how they always got started. Remember when they went to get into, in the key of E or whatever. What?
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's Entertainment Rundown.
Every now and then you say to yourself, like, why on earth would somebody want to play the Super Bowl halftime show? Because a lot of these artists, they don't need the money, and you open yourself up to so much criticism when you do the halftime show. But maybe this news is why these performers do play the halftime show. Kendrick Lamar's streams for his song Not Like Us soared 430% on Spotify in the hours after his halftime performance at the Super Bowl Sunday night. And the 9 other songs he performed during his 13-minute medley reached into the double digits for an 175% total gain.
The first one you mentioned is the one about Drake, right?
The Drake diss song, yes.
They don't get paid, I believe, though.
I was just gonna say
To
they
do
don't
the
get
Super Bowl.
paid to do the Super Bowl halftime.
It's
Basically,
almost an
it's
honor.
because of the follow-up. Like same when Rihanna did it, like her makeup sales, her sales for her Fenty line, that all went up too. As
Or a
long as
tour.
Her music,
Some use it to
Launch a
catapult,
tour.
yeah.
Essentially, yeah, the benefits are massive for, outweigh the negatives is essentially what we're all saying. Correct?
Huge numbers.
Yeah, that's big. Like,
Yeah. There's a comedy movie that is inspired and being developed by Green Day. And basically, it's going to be called New Year's Rev. And it's like a story about 3 friends who go to LA believing that their band is opening for Green Day on New Year's Eve, but they're not. And so it sounds like it's going to be pretty funny. Some of the stars from The Office are in it.
oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll have that quirkiness to it for sure.
Could be good.
Canada's top musical talent will learn today if they are nominated for Juno Awards. Those nominations come out today, and just a reminder that rock band Sum 41 was announced as the Canadian Music Hall of Fame inductee this year. And, of course, Michael Bublé, who's a pretty funny guy, actually, is going to be emceeing again.
I love Bublé.
March 30th. Yeah, he's done pretty good for himself with one of those variety shows in the States. I can't remember which one he's on. Is it America's Got Talent? He's a judge or The Voice or one of those shows.
And the voice of Bubbly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
carbonated water that tastes awful.
Yeah, I agree with you there, 110%. Anyway, it's in his hometown of Vancouver, March 30th, if you're into the Junos.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Well, home's probably the place to do it. Then if there's a game on or you're trying to relax a little bit, if you're going to propose, it's probably just a better place. It's safer if it doesn't go well. If there's no public spectacle, nobody is filming you. It probably, in my mind, that would be that's where I proposed.
Me too.
I'm cool at being at
less
home
pressure
and not a public situation.
Where'd you get proposed to?
I think it was.
You think? It wasn't that long ago.
He tried to throw me off. He took me to the place where we had our first date, and then we went home, and then he proposed
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably by far the biggest.
Right.
In a place of
So Valentine's Day is a few days away, so there's a lot of conversations online and otherwise about what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Things like proposals are coming up. Kirby, off air, you were saying one of the most popular spots in Winnipeg is the Leaf.
Yeah, they seem to see a lot of proposals there, which I've even said going through there myself, there's certain areas that work, because there's a little bench. And it's a little nice area for a backdrop for a photo or whatever the case is. But
I prefer the mall right outside the jewelry store where I bought the ring.
You know what?
Just that bench.
You're on to
my
something.
gosh.
Taco time right in front of theirs.
Oh,
Nice
I'll
too.
tell you, grab a couple of maybe one orange Julius, 2 straws, some taco time, and right there in front of the jewelry store.
I am always fascinated to find out where people pop the question, though, because, I've witnessed public proposals, and I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
Thank God that was a yes,
I'm a big sports fan, but not for proposals.
Yeah, no.
Those can go either way.
You see them at sporting events, right?
On the big clock, the screens.
Or at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody
Restaurants are
proposed
fun.
at your restaurant, Joe?
Yeah, my nephew actually was the first to ever propose there. My
that's
nephew Steven, and I helped him set it up. I think I was more nervous than he was to make sure that went off without a hitch. But
like a restaurant, you can still do it sort of privately.
It's cool.
You don't have to make it a public spectacle at a restaurant, so I could see that.
And yet, you know what? Everybody will notice. There's some hustle and bustle, and then everybody jumps in with the applause and that. So it's kind of a nice, warm feeling, I guess.
Look at this. Look at this guy proposed to my wife at the top of a mountain. Wow.
What?
How do we all match that?
Oh, don't give us.
Well, you guys would have to make it to the top.
I've never been on a mountain.
Hey, how about Hot Dog Guy? Proposed in Egypt.
Another good one.
You guys are setting the bar a little high.
Egypt, mountains.
And both of you
Mine was
did
in
it
an
in the
apartment in
confinement
St.
of your
James.
homes.
I was 4th floor in St. James in an apartment.
Hey, it's tough getting up 4 floors.
Oh, my God.
Don't
sell yourself short, Aiello.
I had a little bit more wind in me back then.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
And now, from the people who brought you the Lock of the Week, it's Over Under. Lock it up.
The lock it up part doesn't really fit, but our
same people.
Our production team here at 92.1 City, man, they were up late last night putting together that intro for our fantastic new contest here with PJK, Over Under, with tickets up for grabs for Theory of a Deadman and Jeff Martin, an acoustic show, and a meet and greet with Theory of a Deadman, JoJo.
It sounded like you recorded that in your basement when the kids went to sleep and still had to keep it at a certain level. Did you notice that, Curbs?
Yeah, I mean,
Professionally done, though.
it was very professional.
Up for a production award.
Yes.
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up. Yeah.
I mean,
And
it was
it's only
done overnight,
February.
and my God, by 7:20 in the morning, it's up for an award. It's amazing.
You don't worry about that intro. It's fantastic.
I loved it.
Joe, here's the way. You want to outline how over-under is going to work?
Yeah, sure. Just like if you gamble on games, you get a set number, and you have to decide whether the correct answers here in this case will be over or under that number. So I have put together 6 Valentine's Day rom-com movie trivia questions. There's 6 of them. The
boy.
over and under is set at 4.5, which means that the prognosticators believe that Phil Aubrey or Shalinda Kirby combined, the tag team, will make it over 4.5 correct answers. So you need 5 or 6 to win. So if you think they can do it, you text over. If you think they're going to fall under 4.5, you text under to 762-555, and you could be off to a meet and greet and get a pair of tickets to see Theory of a Dead Man in a few weeks at the Club Regent Event Center.
And we're a team, Kirby. Like we're sitting at a quiz night table, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead, Joe.
In Crazy Stupid Love, while people are texting in, the cutoff will be right after you guys answer this first question, okay? 762-555. In Crazy Stupid Love,
Yeah.
who plays the smooth-talking Jacob Palmer?
I'm going to have to go with you, Kirby. I don't know this movie.
Ryan Gosling.
Shalinda Kirby.
Kirby.
stuff.
Kirby.
Emma Stone. That's a great movie.
It was a good movie, yep. Which romantic comedy features Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan and involves them falling in love via a radio show?
I think I know this.
I don't, so go
When
ahead.
Harry Met Sally?
Oh, no. Phil.
That was Billy Crystal.
Oh, it's Billy Crystal.
And Meg Ryan, and they just redid a commercial for Hellman's Mayonnaise during the Super Bowl. Sleepless in Seattle.
Damn it! Sorry,
Tom
Kirby.
Hanks and Meg Ryan.
I was so excited. I know this.
There's a reason the over and under was set at 4.5. I thought that was an easy one,
I
but
don't
that's
think
okay.
I've seen that movie. They fall in love over the radio? That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, it's good. Watch it, Kirby. It's a
Okay.
great movie. The Proposal stars Sandra Bullock, and which actor as her assistant turned fake fiance?
I don't know. Go, Kirby.
Ryan Reynolds.
Bing!
Yeah!
Kirby!
We're at
Wow.
2 already.
Okay,
We're on fire.
you and the anchor, Kirby. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, another rom-com,
Love this
stars which actress opposite Matthew McConaughey?
I know this, but I think you do too.
Yeah.
Hudson.
Kate
right?
Hudson.
Yeah,
It is Kate Hudson. Way to go, guys.
Well, the way we work together.
That movie, by the way, the scene in the yellow dress, oh my God. That for me is burned in my memory.
She's so funny in that.
She's so
Yeah.
She's
beautiful.
funny.
What romantic film features an over-the-top wedding in Singapore?
Oh. Okay, sorry. Come again?
What romantic film
Okay.
features an over-the-top wedding in Singapore?
An over-the-top
I'm stumped.
wedding in Singapore.
It's probably the most current out of all the movies we've mentioned on the rom-coms.
I do not know.
Turned into a TV show, I believe, too.
Well, that's a big hint.
Is it?
My Big Greek Wedding?
No. No. It's actually Crazy Rich,
Asians.
Yeah.
Yes. I did
Okay.
like that. Yes.
Here's the last question.
And what are we at for right answers?
Well, you got 2 wrong.
2 wrong. Okay.
So you're going to be on the under. Just see if you know what this one is. Well, there's no wrong, really. You're either
Phil,
over or
don't
you're
get
under.
down already.
Down.
We're
We're going to
more.
go the under. I don't want to lose.
Well, you're not losing.
We're losing because of you.
Still.
No, you got 4 out of. Here you go. Let's see how this goes. In 10 Things I Hate About You, who plays the character Patrick Verona?
I don't know that movie.
Heath Ledger.
Boom!
Yeah!
Kirby! 4 out of 6, guys, is not a fail.
Yeah.
It just means the under
We finished the
is
under.
the winning.
Okay.
You
the
know
winning
what,
thing.
Phil? My dad always said, "Did you try your hardest?"
Yeah.
And that's all he asked.
Yeah,
So that's all we did. We tried our hardest.
Or as somebody just texted, game over on the Boston Pizza text line.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Got a great story there on the Boston Pizza text line about a marriage proposal, Curbs. You want to read that one?
Yeah, hang on here. Sorry, I was just reading some other ones. Okay, so this one says, my hubby proposed on Monday, and we were married on the same week at 8 a.m. on the Friday because 92 CITI FM had announced their drive-through wedding show. I thought he was joking, but it wasn't a joke. We were just one of 12 couples that were married on air in the A&W drive-through across from Polo Park on February 12th, 1993. 3 months later, they had a reception for friends and family, but 92.1 CITI will always be part of their love story because they were young, poor, starving university students with a 3-month-old, and the station made it possible for them to get married. And that's from Shauna. They're still together.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's over 30 years. Way to go.
Wow, that's really cool. Joe, were you working here at that time?
I was around, but did you put an onion ring on it? That was the real question for the ring. The A&W drive-through.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. At a drive-through. See, that's good because, you can get some food while you're there. Everything's taken care of.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
This other person says
Catering was there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
that they spelt out, will you marry me in a field, and then took their girl up in a plane,
Oh, wow.
my
flew
God.
over the field. She looked down and said yes.
That's amazing.
I wouldn't have been able to mow that into a lawn, never mind out in the field. Could you imagine?
The effort.
Yeah.
The effort is unreal. This one here.
Are you still married? That's the question. I want to know from
On
those
these
people.
fancy
Well, that
proposals?
one there, that's a big one.
Yeah, you never know. This one here, I unwrapped a Kinder egg, split it in half, took the toy out of the egg, put the ring, and drew a cartoon strip. Wow. Reassembled the egg. Asked her in the living room. That was 30 years ago. I guess it worked out. So 30 years.
Hey, there's this too. Marriage is for suckers.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
40% of us have never had to do this.
Good morning. Go ahead with your guess.
Good morning. I'll take a lifeline. Philly, help me out.
40% of us have never had to public speak.
That's a good answer, but not in the top 3.
Sorry, man.
That's a great
Thanks,
answer.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can go your whole life without having to
Yeah,
do it,
one
right?
of the scariest things for some people.
Yep.
I got tickets yesterday for a TEDx event in Winnipeg. One of my friends is going to be a part of it, which is kind of cool and nerve-wracking at the same time.
Good morning, City. Do you have a guess for us?
Good morning. I do not have a guess. Can Kirby help me out?
I'm going to say change a tire.
Not change the tire, Kirby. It's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good guess. 780 City, 780 2484 for Rock and Thunder tickets. Go ahead.
Ooh, I'm going to say shovel snow.
Not shovel snow. It's a good one.
Hello, City.
Oh, hi. Take a bus.
Take a bus.
Not take a bus. No.
780 City. Hi there.
Hi, good morning. Is it clean a vehicle?
Not clean a vehicle. No. This time of year, man. Ooh.
Yep. Good morning.
Did I get a lifeline?
Sure.
Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby, go ahead.
What do you think, Curbs?
They've never had to get a tooth pulled.
No.
Oh.
But you're in the right vicinity of the face.
Oh.
It's something to do with the face.
Something to do with your face. Hi, City.
Never had braces.
No. No. 40% of us. I've had braces. Curbs?
Yeah.
Phil?
I have not had braces.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, could you help me out, Phil?
In the face area, would you say it's in the mouth area? I've never had to. Is it they haven't had to or they've never done this? Sorry.
Never had to.
Never had to wear glasses.
No.
Good guess.
No.
Rock and Thunder, I feel like we're right there. 780
We're right
City.
around the Jets net.
Good morning.
I'm going to say, is it a nosebleed?
Yeah.
Okay.
40% of us have never had to stop a
man.
nosebleed.
Let's go.
You are going.
Well done.
I'm going.
Yes.
Shout out to Poor Boys Concrete.
There you go.
I love it.
Who are you bringing? Are you bringing someone from work? A partner?
Yeah, I'll probably bring the boss.
Oh,
good move.
yes.
Good move.
Good move.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Oh, baby, yeah. That's a good pump-up song. Should I bring the speaker for Guns N' Hoses for the game? For the Heat? I'm coaching the Heat. Joe is coaching Smoke. WPS versus the Firefighters Saturday afternoon, Canada Life Center. I bet they have a speaker. They probably don't need me, the coach, to bring my kid's speaker, Bluetooth speaker, to the game and crank tunes for me.
I can't tell you what to do on your side of the arena. I'll be on my side. You know, Kirby's in the middle. And going to be doing a lot of...
Well, I just hope the both of you have a great time.
We will.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Well, of course we're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
I saw Joe's video on social media yesterday with the firefighters.
Look good, yeah.
See how I took over one of their computers? That's what I do. Walk into a place like an IT guy, and I just sit down. I say, I don't know. I hope I didn't screw up the whole system for Station 3. But those guys made me lunch.
Did they really? Did you get to eat lunch with the firefighters?
Yeah, burgers. It was fantastic.
That is
I got to tell you the truth. We were doing some video stuff, going over some game plan, and all of a sudden the voice came over the speaker, and they all had to leave on a call.
Yeah.
I was stuck there
You
alone.
should have gone with them.
You should have gone down the pool.
Throwing a hat on. I'm coming with you guys.
I chipped in. No, yeah, could you imagine? That would have made things even worse. So, yeah, I was like, whoa, what? Like, we're just finishing lunch. And it was just funny how it happened. So I was standing around there with somebody who could come in on their day off, and I just helped clean up the kitchen because those guys were gone on a call.
Doing dishes.
Hey.
I'll tell you what. That's teamwork. That's leadership.
They got to see it from the top, Phil.
That's coach behavior over there. I do think you should grow the mustache. That's what I commented on the video because I feel you could. I mean, Phil's got the facial hair, right? So he's going to fit in with the guys that are rocking the facial hair. But Joe, I feel like firefighters, especially, they rock a lot of mustaches lately.
I'm not a firefighter. Yeah. That's the thing.
You're a coach
Kirby.
of the firefighters.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. In that hall there was the captain. I didn't feel like I had any leadership quality. Like I got outranked by the captain. Like you walk in, and I'm not talking about the captain of the hockey team. I'm talking about the captain of the station. And he was there at lunch, so what am I going to say?
Well, you're going down on Saturday. Wow. Heat's bringing the heat. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Bringing
the
heat.
I
love it, Phil.
That's my line.
That's
my line. And the heat is bringing the heat tonight, boys. Let's go.
I thought mine was pretty good. I said, listen, we're the smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. And we're fire.
No, my bringing the heat
Joe, that's
line's
pretty good. I
way
like
better.
Thanks.
Obviously, bringing the heat.
We'll see at the end of the day what it says up there at Canada Life Center on the score clock, pal.
Do you guys think it's a decent or a bad look if I bring some food behind the bench? Because I love my tachos.
You just asked me off air if I would bring you some tachos down to the bench.
Because you're going to be in the concourse doing interviews. Would you bring, at very least, a hot dog to the bench?
Where's Kirby? She's getting Phil some tachos. It's the middle of the game.
I don't know who the cleaning staff is over at Canada Life Center, but when they find that mess of popcorn on the bench for the first time in history, that's all I'm going to be eating.
Right where Coach Arneal stands, there's food all over his monitor.
I'm going to put a piece of gum under the bench there. This thing's lost its flavor. What do you do?
It's going to be good. 4 o'clock face-off, Canada Life Center. It's for a great cause.
No, listen. Your team is representing Manitoba Special Olympics, which means a lot to all of us. And my team, the Smoke, are involved with the Never Alone Foundation, okay? The Cancer Foundation. So there's a lot going on, and there's other charities involved. But tickets are only $10.
Oh, yeah.
And go to Ticketmaster. Guns and Hoses. Look that up.
You can't go wrong. The Heat are bringing the heat.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just going to sit here and roll my eyes till Saturday, pal.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.